Good evening and welcome back in Oxford by Night. Our Vampire the Masquerade story, I think, plays in modern day. This will be episode number 12. My name is Lesha, I am Game Master Virtuoso, and this is the Coterie. As the Seneschal La Sombra, Lady Katherine Harrow, Valeria.
Welcome.
As a mutated personality, Crazy-Eyed George, Vasilis.
Good to have you here.
As the monster Toreador, Rose Hathaway, Rachel. Our Tremere Seneschal, a Primogen member, Theodora Raj.
Welcome back.
Anarch, Malkavian, the drama boy, Kuba.
Hello there.
Pretendants to be an underking, the challenger, Nosferatu, Giuseppe.
Wonderful day in the neighborhood.
And our Anarch, perhaps not anymore, Toreador, the genocider, Samuel, Isianus.
Hello.
Our coterie is in the shades. They are in various places at the moment and they split in small groups. Let's get back to one of them. Theodora Raj and the drama. You are currently in a part of Elysium that everyone is allowed to. You are at the bar where the young licks have free access to the Vita, sponsored by the Elysium. You are alone in here, in a big area, covered in electric light, bright, spacious place. On a first eyesight, doesn't really make a difference from any other pubs, but behind the bar that you sit in front of, there is no bottles of liquors, there is no glasses, there is no display. You're both sitting on the tall chairs with the open book of your sire that you went through, trying to seek any answers. But to be honest, the more of a task is to decode the old language and the metaphors that it concludes. The drama is leaning over your shoulder, trying to see the book written in blood, yet you feel safe with him doing that, because if you cannot understand it, there's very little to none chances that he will know any word. Which, drummer, I'm afraid it's a fact. For you, it doesn't make a difference what language it is, because you don't know it. But you wish you would have more crayons. All the rest of the coterie is somewhere not particularly knowledgeable you are at this level, where they could be. Yet it is the time, 4 a.m. in the morning, just ticked on the clocks on a wall. Frustrated and annoyed, you closed the book, as your mind got tired of not knowing. What is that you do?
Well, useless.
Yeah, I know. No crayons, right? So we can't color in the book. On the topic of books, Hermione, remember, we were supposed to have a study session. What happened to that? I thought we made a pinky promise.
We did. I'm a woman of my word, I guess. Well, which library did you want to check out?
The Chantro sounds good.
I might be young, but I'm not quite so gullible. I'm not letting you in there.
We have a big test when it comes to butterflies, don't we not? We need to study.
You are welcome to wait outside while I gather the materials.
I am perfectly fine with that arrangement.
I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna lead the way.
I follow.
You stepped out of the Elysium, getting into the University of Oxford halls. Empty, silent, and dark. When you step outside of the building, automatically both of you noticed a limousine parked in very front of the entrance, with a smart-looking man, human, opening the doors of the limousine for you, bowing with a high respect. The person is old, you would say late 60s, clean-shaved, white hairs, tired face. He whispered, "Regent," while he bowed, opening the doors to the expensive car.
Have I ever seen this man before?
No.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Zoltan Khan is requesting your presence.
Well, I would have appreciated it to find out about it earlier than this.
Invitation was sent a week ago.
I haven't received it.
Is that a message you would like me to share with Zoltan Khan?
Of course not. I'll join Mr. Karn, as requested.
He pointed to the inside of the car.
Oh no, pinky promise?
I'm afraid this is more important.
Oh well. I go up to the guy who opened the car, pat him on his back. Thanks, Jerry. Give him like a £5 note and then go into the limousine.
You also getting into the limousine.
Why not?
1 sec.
Why not?
You both sat down in expensive car on the leather seats. The driver, the chauffeur as they call him, closed the doors and entered the vehicle as a driver. You couldn't feel the engine moving. There are some screens in here, some expensive whiskey, glasses, crystal glasses, ice. It's definitely a car used for humans and by humans. Do you talk during the drive, or would you like me to fast forward it?
I'm fine with fast forwarding because I have nothing which comes to mind right now to go into depth.
Dr. Reich?
I'm fine with that too.
The trip was approximately half hour, you would say 40 minutes, including the fact that there was no traffic on the roads. The sunlight is slowly showing up. Soon to be a day when you stopped in a very high building. One of the corpo industrial part. 30 levels, you would say. And out there you've been escorted by the gentlemen, also kind, also mortals, who are expecting you. 6 bodyguards hold the doors for you and were stepping around you during the walk on the corridors. Very clear, aesthetic business corridors to the electronic elevator where you get alone. The elevator had no buttons to press. It was controlled from the other side. And soon you reached the top floor. The roof. Out there, when the doors of the elevator open, the breeze of the wind hits your senses. You see a garden, very organized and very elegant garden. And you see a monk, some sort of monk, with a golden paint on his skin, dead skin, which is visible. At the moment he's kneeling in the center of the garden that you see from a little bit of a top. The stairs leads to him, down. The person, you first of all see him for the first time, obviously. He is bold. You could say that he's muscular, he's well built. The golden paint go through his skin in a round, like a serpent. He's wild pale. He have his eyes closed, but he spoke to you, saying, "Good morning. Please join me."
Oh, you heard of a monk? Come on. Hermione, let's do it. I take her by the arm and then rush over.
I guess I follow. Good morning.
He opened his eyes, and they are yellow, like sunlight yellow, bright with a weird glow. Terrifying on many levels. Staring into them may cause you go roach-track, which automatically leads to the fact that either you look at his forehead or below him.
I look past him, as in not looking in his eyes, but looking right behind him, that kind of scenario. So it looks like I'm looking at him, but I'm not looking at him.
Obvious. I assume you are Miss Theodora Reich, Doctor.
That's correct.
Percer. It is a pleasure to meet you, madam.
The pleasure is mutual.
I am the one known as Zoltan Khan. It is my great honor to lead the Church of Mithras in this city. I assume you're representing now the sect of Camarilla.
I must unfortunately say I do not know what you have called me here for, Mr. Karn. I have been told there has been an invitation, but I have not received it.
I'm seeking a confirmation, and I was told I can trust you, which is the reason why you have been summoned to my court, to my garden. As it comes in a custom in a civilized community, I got a gift for you. Zoltan Khan clapped in his hands, and the elevator opened again. Two security members are coming towards you with a coffin. Elegant oak coffin that they placed next to you and left.
What's this?
A gift, madame. Don't be afraid to open it.
Drummer, would you be so kind and help me, please?
Oh yeah, no problem, Hermione. But you're still gonna keep that pinky promise, right?
Yes.
Okay. No problem. I go and open it.
Inside the coffin you see no one else but Giuseppe, the Nosferatu, with his eyes closed and his body in torpor.
I'm sorry, what is he doing here? I fail to understand.
It is my understanding that this is the kindred that validate the Masquerade and the traditions of Cain. He's searched by the Bloodhunt, and he tried to escape the domain.
I see. Well,
It's also known to me that he possesses a value to you and your Katherine. Therefore, his fate belongs to you. Now, it is my understanding that Alexander Crane, Prince Alexander Crane, can be called now dearly departed.
that's correct.
It is a tragic news and brings nothing but pain to my soul and many others. Please send to the brothers of the Camarilla my deepest condolences. How does Camarilla looking for restoring the peace and upholding it?
We are still looking into everything that is going on in the city at the moment, but we are working together to try and find a solution.
How Golden Church can assist you?
Is there any information that you'd be willing to share that can prove detrimental to the case?
Please be more specific. Which case?
I am not certain how much I am allowed to share.
You set up your own boundaries, daughter.
Can we stop for a sec? The moths that's been popping up all over the city, do you have anything to do with that?
I do not. And I despise them. It's a blood cult. One of the Camarilla summoned it.
How do you know that?
I heard of the priest. I heard whispers of my city. The generated images of the premonitions of vulgar, brutal sacrifices given to the Moth Queen by those who listen to her blindly. I know that her son is in the city, the child of the Moth Queen, named Mistress Amanda. She and her cult are deadly and not welcome in Oxford.
Well, it seems we have one thing we agree on. I have heard from one of the anarchs that I don't know how true that information is, but I have heard that my mother is with the Golden Church now.
Yes. He raised his hand and he pointed on a bunch of roses that grow in his garden. Her ashes are with me.
I see.
If you would like to pay your respect, I will allow it.
In a minute. Is that everything that you've called me here for?
Alliance between me and Prince Crane was more than a century old. I respected your prince deeply. Yet his talent to pick the wrong enemies was legendary, you could say. From my perspective, it is important that the Camarilla will support us with the flow of the human blood. This is, you can say, my price of peace. We, the golden children of Vedanta, do not like to hunt. We respect life and prefer the vita given than taken.
How much blood and in what frequency are we talking about?
You will find everything in the notes of Alexander Crane. I'm expecting the delivery next week. If the delivery will not show up, my kids, my children, and my herd will have to hunt. That will be not appreciated. That may lead to the fact that they will hunt in the Camarilla territories, which will lead to unpleasant domain issues. And for sake of everyone, I would prefer to avoid that.
I understand. I would also prefer to avoid that situation. If you'd excuse me now, I'd like to pay respects to the ashes of my mother.
Of course. He turned his eyes to Drama, while you walked into the roses to pay respect of Cassandra. Child of unrested.
I give an over-extravagant bow.
Raised by Captain Tate.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I hope you are well.
Thank you kindly for asking. Well, the King of the Vale keeps me well, overall.
That he does. How are
things
you
with you?
feeling?
Me, personally? Well, a bit betrayed, unfortunately, by Hermione for not, keeping her word, but I'll forget about it. It's bygones be bygones, you know how it is. But, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thanks for asking.
Patient.
Ah, yes, inner peace.
Rewarded are those who stands in fire.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Maybe for you. But if you're not considering standing in one of them, it is time for both of you to leave. You may take the Nosferatu with you. He will be awakened outside of my temple.
Thank you kindly. Oh. It was nice catching up. Keep doing that tea routine. It's doing wonders for your physique, I have to say.
No.
I bow multiple times and start shuffling back.
Are you lifting the coffin, or just Giuseppe, or you leaving him there?
I am closing the coffin and taking it with me.
You are not able to lift it by yourself.
I'm gonna help him.
So you're both taking a coffin. Sure. And centimeters away from the sunlight, you get into the car. feeling dizziness and tiredness of uprising of the sun. Do you wake up, Giuseppe, inside the car with your guitar, or waiting for any haven to do so?
Probably a haven would be a good idea.
Yeah, we're waiting for the haven.
Sure. In the meantime, back in the Elysium, Samuel and Katherine, you locked the office of the Seneschal. You spoke with a certain creatures, kindreds, and you are alone in the corridor now. I would say breathing heavily. But we both know that's not true. You both have your backs on the doors of the Seneschal's office. The same amount of fear show up in your sight when you look inside your eyes. What is that you do?
I look at Katherine. What would you have me do, Seneschal?
I will secure you with a stake in your heart until the Primogen Council will be informed of what you did. And I am gentle.
I am at your mercy, Seneschal. I merely hope that I will be given a chance to atone. For misgivings that I was not even aware of at the time.
Your motivations are clear, though guilty must be punished. Anyway, it's not time for me to talk to you anymore. Lesha, I call Sebastian. I look for him.
You see
Scrooge.
him. You see him.
Okay.
He is sitting on the stairs leading to the prince's office.
Okay.
With his saber behind him in a lethal jacket, with his phone in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You see him through the balcony. If you
Sebastian,
shout,
please.
If you shout, he will.
Sorry.
If you will shout, he will hear you.
Okay. Sebastian. Please.
He starts walking towards
here.
your direction. He bow like it's again 18th century. One of his eyes is red, the other is blue. His smile appeared automatically.
Please put a stake in the chest of Mr. Wayland and secure him.
Do I must?
Sorry?
Do I must?
Yes. You have to.
I would say that would not be necessary, my son, so I am willing to comply.
You spoke way too much. You cannot complain about anything. You keep your mouth shut.
Sebastian reached for the stake and gave it to your hands. Stake yourself.
Okay. I push the stake. In his hands.
Yeah. He gave the stake to Samuel.
Okay.
And he said, stake yourself. Do that favor to all of us. That will be a proof that you will comply.
As it should be. I stake myself.
The Samuel dropped on the floor. Sebastian stepped back like he don't want to have to do anything with that. He starts looking around panically. Like, did someone see that? Did someone hear that?
Are you alright?
I heard that the drummer is his bodyguard.
Yes.
Exactly.
This is why he's still alive.
I mean, like, I
Well,
wouldn't like to see anyone seeing me staking him.
Ah, okay, I see. Smart move. Could you bring him in? Could you bring him somewhere else, please? In a safe room?
Of course. And
Thank you.
of course, your office, I assume, is out of limits.
You assume correctly.
I will bring him to Fade. That sounds alright?
I think he won't complain. I will inform him myself.
Of course. He lifts Samuel, correcting his shit and everything, and making sure that he's not dirty of his blood. And he disappeared in the corridors. Walking away. What do you do, Katherine?
I walk to the office of Joseph to understand what happened.
You hear laughing from there.
Okay.
Laughing of Giorgos.
Okay. Is the door open?
You open the doors. Yes. George, you both can see with your only eye Lady Katherine who walked in.
Giorgos?
Katherine,
In the morning.
you see Giorgos, who's having an eye patch and a hat of Crazy Eye Joe. The moment you walked in, he was standing in front of the clocks.
I don't think Joseph will be alright with you wearing his stuff when he will be awake. If he will awake.
My dear Senator, so glad I have you here with me. But allow me to explain. Joseph gave this to me. He took this from me. Before he left to meet his end. By his word, I am redeemed of my wrongdoings. And I am at the service of Camarilla. Right or wrong.
It is good to hear, but it's still not clear what happened.
There were certain reveals, I will get them in time. He gave me some certain information about the whole ordeal we're going through right now. And allow me to tell you, I will need to talk with you and Fade in private as soon as possible. Where is Joseph right now?
In my office. Locked
What
up.
happened to him?
He started to vomit blood. Really much blood. And moths started to crawl the way out of his stomach.
Did he turn to ashes or not?
Not I am aware of. It was just passed out the moment I left the office.
I see. Looks like you're still around. Good to know. Don't
Why
mind
shouldn't
me.
I?
Excuse me, I was not talking to you, I was talking to him. He's not like gone, well,
Yeah.
his body may be in your office, but he's still around.
If you say so. If you want, we can look for Fade immediately.
Of course. And if you need any proof that I'm telling the truth, you may ask me something that only you and Joseph have known. He will give me the answer. We are one at this point.
So, tell me, since how many years we know each other?
I tap into Joseph's mind.
I shall make a test for you. The answer is 0, because the question is incorrect.
The answer, my dear, is 0. Why? Because you asked the wrong question. That's what
I assume that it would be more correct to answer when we met the first time.
Oh, that's a good question there.
Because he could say that we really don't know each other, so yeah, I see the point.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that Joseph met Katherine for the first time, Katherine was still human, presented to Joseph by her sire, asking for permission to embrace her, that Joseph declined.
Okay. Looks like the first time you met each other, you were still a breathing human. You were presented to Joseph by your sire, asking for permission to embrace you, which he declined.
Is it correct? Okay. Yeah, true.
There you have it.
What
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna
let's
say
look
now,
for Fade again.
What I'm gonna say now, said Crazy George. Not only declined, and not only not listened, but also I remember you diablerized him, haven't you? Took his soul and his shadows that you treat like yourself. End of compulsion.
Isn't that right?
It is. He deserved it. And I tell it wholeheartedly.
Well, every day we learn something new. You heard Olivia, who definitely heard that part of the story. I like the new beard style. He looked at Crazy George. I jumped into some problems, Seneschal. I'm afraid we cannot do the council meeting today. The sun is rising. And the Golden Church attacked the sun-sentenced coterie. I've got Rose with me. I have no idea where's the other one, but they tried to leave the city. And the living monoliths crushed the car. The House of Roses took control over the media. No incident will be reported in the BBC or other bullshit human television source. No internet. Yet we got troubles. It's a direct attack. isn't. Specifically that the Nosferatu started the challenge to become an Underking.
So, not only he left the Elysium without my permission, but just he went around doing his own stuff.
Clearly.
And finished. Oh, brilliant. So,
Are you going
let's
to
find...
see Fade?
Yes.
As I heard, I shall come with you. I need werewolf blood to put Rose on her feet back. The damage she suffered is difficult to heal.
So, let's go.
And as you pass...
And no eavesdropping from this point on.
You wish. Crazy bastard.
I walk, I give him a strong pat on the back, and I'm like, let's go.
No, he grabs you like a buddy. He definitely not seeing this transition for the first time, or very quickly adjusted to it.
Okay. Let's go.
Which was very uncomfortable to see for you, Katherine.
Mm-hmm.
He went down.
May I use Auspex to check his aura? The aura of Oliver, I mean.
Well, he's not hungry.
To see?
That's for sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's happy and concerned at the same time. Proud, you could say. And fond.
Okay. I follow them, keeping my attention on Oliver.
In front of them, they're going behind you because he let you first through the doors as a gentleman.
Okay. Where Fade was the last time I saw him?
You know where you can find Fade.
Okay.
And this is exactly where you start walking through, holding your dress. Oh, no, wrong century. You don't have to hold your dress anymore. You walked into the dungeons, to the room that is preferable to the torture chamber. You walked in, you opened the doors because you know you don't believe in knocking. And you see the room with a chair. And that's it. A one big room with one bolted to the floor chair. This is Fade's office, as he liked to call it. Where is he sitting? Like this. Looking directly at the doors, looking at you. Then,
Fade. Sorry.
Go on.
Oliver would like to ask you something.
Oliver, let go, George. I need a fix. I'll send it to you. Oliver bowed and started to go away.
I wait
How long do you wait?
until Oliver left
You saw
the
him
room.
going upstairs. That was Fade. Looking at both of you. Starts staring at George.
I activate Sense the Unseen.
No,
Scan the room
no.
for anything suspicious. And I
No,
close the
no.
door.
So you locked yourself with Fade in here. Which would be drastic in effect if you're going to say something that's going to put him in frenzy. But give you some form of confidence.
We are also in the presence of the Seneschal.
Yes.
We're the three of us.
That is correct.
Nice to meet you again.
Mm-hmm.
Fade.
There's a situation going on here, and Giorgos asked me to speak with you and me in private.
Who the fuck is Giorgos?
You can call me George from now on.
As it is that easy to get British citizenship.
It takes some time, doesn't it? Alright. So, now that I have you both here, and we have a talk, do you happen to have a pen and paper with you?
It's on the desk. You can grab it.
Perfect. Alright. So, pardon me if some things are going to be said silently. Because the walls have ears. Alright?
Do you
And I
think
start-
there is a person who would dare to listening to what's happening in this room?
One cannot be too confident these days. I start writing down. I talk
You
to
don't have a pen and
Joseph.
paper. The desk comment was a pure sarcasm, as the chair is the only place in this room.
Oh, okay. I thought he had the desk. Alright. So we do not have anything to write with.
No, the only thing in that room is that one chair that he
Is
is
that
sitting
chair.
on. There's no
Okay,
desk,
okay,
there's no
okay.
paper, there's no pen, no nothing.
Alright. So, last time I talked with Joseph, he revealed some things about my past.
Oh, I
revealed
am
that.
so happy for you. Please tell me more.
I will.
Oh my fucking god. Why?
So-
He looked at Katherine.
Happened.
Why are you getting me involved in that bullshit, Malkavenish jibber jabber?
Because, my friend, you...
I am
and
not
Lady
your
Catherine,
friend.
You are,
You are son sentenced.
Fate,
I
please,
am
let him
redeemed.
finish.
I am redeemed from this by Joseph himself.
Joseph is not
Not
here
me.
anymore.
You think so? He's here.
Oh, it's
He
just
told
your
me
next
to-
paranoia.
No.
Added
He's here.
to your collection.
You can ask me whatever you want that only you and Joseph knows, and I will answer the question for you. If you like.
No offense. I prefer to believe that he's dead.
I'm not sure Joseph would like to hear that. But anyways, we had a backstory back there.
You know that sun
Had a
is
fate.
rising, it's time to go to sleep.
Hey, yes, it is. Listen to me. You both had been targeted by the Sabbat. Right?
That's new.
And I was planted with a fake identity to kill
That's
both of you.
also new.
You knew that already. That's impressive.
I saw it in your eyes the moment you walked into the Elysium.
See what's happening there. Have you ever been to Chicago, Fade? No.
What?
Have you ever been to Chicago?
Yeah,
What did you do there?
not your
Have
fucking business.
we ever met? We have not met, right?
Yeah, we've met.
Oh, we have met. That's interesting. Because in my story of memories,
I know you don't remember that, you have no chances to remember that. And I wish not to remember that, so I do not talk about it. Because I'm a kindred. I'm a monster,
Mhm.
I'm a vampire, I suppress my feelings. and I stay in check, in control.
That's something we will both have to work on, my friend.
Oh no, I mastered that shit.
Cool. So, we have all sorts of shit going on. The Sire must be somewhere around my Sire. Which means trouble, double trouble.
I assume the mistress is next to
Yes.
Guillermo.
Yes. The wolf, right?
The puppy.
Puppy. That's a cute name for such a bitch. So,
What is that you want from me, both of you? I am getting tired. The sun is annoyingly hot.
just wanted to give you a heads up of the situation, at least what I have time to tell you right now. Do you want me to let you rest? I'll let you rest. No problem. I need to take a beauty sleep as
My
well.
stand is the same. I'm with Camarilla. Yeah, sure.
Same.
Tell me who I
Right or
have to
wrong?
kill and I will kill him. I promise my allegiance not to Camarilla, but to Lady Katherine. And that
That I respect.
stays the same.
That I respect.
I do not play politics. I do not get sentimental on backstory bullshits, memories and all that kind of... I just don't care.
Good.
I want to kill, I want to hunt, I want to feed. I'm not as complicated as you are. Not anymore. I don't want to be complicated anymore. And yes, I prefer to be a part of solution. But I know only one thing. I know only how to kill.
It's fine. And I totally respect that.
So unless you want me to hunt someone, unless you want me to kill someone, please, please don't bother me. We're not gonna be friends. I cannot have a friend. And one day you will understand. Neither can you. So unless you got a name for me, please, get the fuck out.
All right. So,
Yeah?
I leave the room and close the doors behind me in case you need to talk anything in private.
Yeah.
And where do you head, George?
I go upstairs.
To
And
the coffin
while
of Giuseppe.
I was thinking about that, but
The day is rising. You can feel it.
yes. Can I ask Joseph, where can I have a safe haven
I will
day?
test your connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know the way.
Mm-hmm.
And you end up going with the muscle memory, you would say, to Alexander's crane bedroom, to the prince chambers, where you rested on
Okay.
a sofa, not on a main bed out there, but on a sofa with the pillows. Like, you do have a muscle memory of sitting here and spending the night in here talking. You see a chess in front of you that are left suddenly, like there's still game going on.
Mm.
Some glasses of Vitara, on paperwork here and there, and pieces of art or sculptures or paints. And
So
in
I
here,
will.
on that sofa, you feel safe. Is this
It's
where
good
you
we
feel
feel
asleep?
that way.
Yes.
Can I have like a quick look at the chest pieces, maybe touch the pieces and the glasses of Vitae before going to sleep, just to see if I get any flash?
You've seen the bits of conversation. You hear them and you saw them. You saw Alexander Crane in front of you, like a memory of Joseph. Where Alexander explaining him the importance of certain companies that investing money in Oxford. Economical genius regarding pulling the strings here and there in the government and using Mr. Brooks' connections to it. To be able to bribe the police, media, to prevail the breach of Masquerade. To prevail the breach, to protect the Masquerade, sorry.
Alright. Perfect. That's all I wanted to do. I lie on the sofa and rest.
Seneschal. You are alone with Fate in a torture chamber.
Mm-hmm. I think we will have the Primogen Council tomorrow. No?
Whatever makes you happy, Katherine.
Sorry for bothering you. I thought it was important. I will let you know if we know something more concrete, okay?
Let me
Rest
know
well.
when the Sabbat gonna show up.
I hope it won't, but they will do.
Let me know when Guillermo gonna show up.
Well, probably my ashes will send to you, so you will know. Rest well, Fade. And I leave the room.
Mm-hmm. And where are you heading?
Signs like it's almost day. Do I have the time to reach like my manor, my heaven?
No.
Okay, I will find somewhere to sleep inside of the Elysium, though. So.
To your chambers, not your office, but your chambers. Sure.
Okay. I get there.
Samuel is staked, Giuseppe is in torpor, Rose is unconscious. Theo and Drama, you reached the Elysium back. You managed to get in through the underground car park and through the exits to the Undercity. Through the exit of Undercity, you entered the Elysium with Giuseppe. You're already tired and barely walking. The main hall of Elysium is empty. Everybody seems to fall asleep. You dropped the coffin and Dr. Reich, believe me, you don't remember the last time you pulled up that amount of physical work. What is that you do?
I'm going to take Giuseppe's body out of the coffin, and I'm going to drag him to the chambers that I stayed in the last time I slept in Elysium.
Mm-hmm. Drama?
As she does that, I respond, "Oh, thank you kindly, making some space for me. That's very nice." Thank you. I just get into the coffin and close it.
Sure. Theo, you managed to put Giuseppe in your bed.
And I'm going to look for the nearest empty chamber, or if I can't find one, then just lay down on the floor in the same chamber as Giuseppe.
Well, it is quite dangerous to walk and check that the chambers are empty because, this is the place where kindreds sleep. And if you're going to wake up anybody, he's not going to be pleased with you. As this is the Elysium chambers, the important people sleep in here.
Yeah, then I'll just stay in the same room.
Right. Well, soon enough, you all fall asleep. The day in Oxford was long, probably eventful. Tons of humans reached the city and tons of them left. But as every single day, the time came when the sun fell. And when it disappeared, your eyes was woken again. Your heartbeat start again, just a little bit, just enough. Rose, you open your eyes. You are in a chamber you do not recognize. The sheets are silk. There's a bed of a size for 6, maybe 7 people. Dark room with a fireplace that is on. And for the first time from a long time you can see a fire from such up close. Your beast inside you is silent. And the last thing you remember is a sign. See you soon. On a road leading out of Oxford. All you remember after that is pain. You're not entirely sure how you're still awake, how you're still alive.
I check myself, like, with my arms and my legs.
Same as always. Nothing's missing, if that's what you're asking for. Regarding your clothing, you got some interesting underwear. You could say at least expensive and rather not your style.
How's my, complexion and whatnot? Is it the same as previous session?
Yes. That did not change at all. Yet your nails are done.
Am I alone in the room?
Yes, but your higher senses can hear the high heels walking into the direction of this room. Somebody's approaching, definitely a woman, by the sound of the walk.
I'll pull the covers up over myself, being just like, okay.
In a moment, you hear knocking.
Hello.
The doors open, and the woman, approximately 28, maybe 30 years old, in her glasses with a stylish trim, black hairs tied up, some form of suit with white shirt and white vest, white trousers, a little bit of makeup, just a little. She looked like a secretary, like those kind of internet hot secretaries, if you know what I mean. She's holding a cover for clothing that she brought to you and put it on the desk, on your bed. Good evening, Rose. My name is Victoria. I am the patron of this house.
It's a pleasure, I'm sure.
She grabs you by your face, by your cheek, and starts moving your head around. Well, beautiful, aren't they?
That's one way of looking at them, I suppose.
In the bathroom, you will find some makeup to cover that. Highly recommend to use it. Also, you could use a bathroom. You stink like you spent a night in a car with a Nosferatu. Which you did, I know.
Okay then, yep. Saves beating around the bush, I suppose. But yes, thank you.
Oliver waiting for you in his office. You and him, you got a talk to do.
I'm sure we do. I will be with him presently.
He got to go for the council meeting, so do it quickly. It was nice meeting you.
You too. Thank you,
She
Victoria.
started to walk out, and she closed the doors behind her.
I get myself dressed in whatever clothes have been bought for me.
Mm-hmm. The clothing is rather modern and more like a night out in a club kind of thing than anything that be your pick. Starting from shoes to the handbag, everything is very stylish, yet not in your taste.
Beats nothing. I take a second look at the clothes and go, yes, I'll wash up first.
So you took a quick shower. Do you put the makeup on?
Yes, just in case there's other people around.
So you put a lot of makeup to cover your face?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you dress up and you're going. When you left the doors, you realize you are in the Elysium.
It's great. Do I know the way to where Oliver is?
No, this is definitely the inner chambers, not open to the public. But you can hear him.
I will follow the sound of his voice.
You could hear him through the walls with your high senses, but you don't think you should use in here, but fuck it. Yeah, you heard him ordering some gold per kilograms. You stopped next to hit the doors that you hear behind him, and I assume you're knocking.
Yeah.
Come in.
I enter.
You see him barely awaken with two humans in a seat as a guest of his that are still in an ecstasy, still moaning, still breathing. They both are bleeding from uncovered wounds on their necks. And they are definitely hallucinating. A male and a female, less than 20 years old. Beside his office is full of shelves with paperwork, crates and boxes. He himself got 2 computers on his desk with some perpetuum mobile clicking on here and there, with some pictures placed toward him so you cannot see what's on them. He just put the stationary phone down. Hathaway, welcome. Good morning, good evening, no matter how you want to call it. I'm glad to see that the werewolf blood worked. And I hope that it didn't traumatize you very badly.
I remember a lot of pain, but not really as traumatic as other things I've seen since this all started.
I'm glad that being a part of the pyramid helped you. I hope you will remember that when the time comes.
I will indeed. I'm very grateful for all the help.
I wouldn't assume I can be that quick. Well, we'll learn, aren't we? Seneschal will call the council, as I heard today. May I ask why you tried to leave the Oxford?
We were following up on a lead, Giuseppe, the Nosferatu I was with. But I didn't realise quite how the domains, is that the right word? Domains? How the borders and everything works, and I don't think his American ass understood either, but certainly didn't think that anything like that would happen.
What lead?
Something about someone from Reading.
Who? Focus.
I'm not...
Maybe after you're gonna feed, you're gonna remember better.
I look to the 2 people in front. It looks like they've already had plenty taken from them.
Not plenty, don't worry.
I will graciously, ask him, is there any either you would recommend, then? You're saying to feed?
Both. Sky is the limit, madame. Sky is the limit. You open the computer. Start typing something. So what did Giuseppe wanted from Reading domain?
I believe that there was a kindred from Reading that had managed to get into I'm guessing it was the Undercity, considering it's Nosferatu business, I'm guessing. But further than that, it was more Reading something. Reading was a place that had been said, and he thought answers would be there. But I'm guessing, considering how we were taken down at the border, the person from Reading can't have gotten out of Oxford, so... Trying to remember.
Fuck that. As much as it's raising my curiosity, I don't give a flying fucks what the rats are doing.
It definitely seemed like Nosferatu business.
Yesterday day, today, how you call it, Legion attacked the Gangrel Society.
Legion.
One of the gangs of the Gangrels is missing. The Coterie of 12. Fate is not gonna be happy.
And from what I've been told, there aren't So this is an Oxford clan.
Sorry.
Is the clan, the gang that's been taken, is it from Oxford?
Yes.
Very
Those are...
quickly seem to be running out of kindred.
Yes. He took some pictures that he got presented. Other than that, police reported on other issues. We got a handful of shit. You will be with me on this meeting as my assistant. He hands you the folder with the paperwork. You will be responsible for bringing the Vitae for everyone.
Okay.
You remember, from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid, you go through the hard work. Your work begins today.
You learn more working from the bottom up, I found.
So shut up and learn. He starts walking out. At the same time, I would say that everyone else, except Samuel and Giuseppe, woke up with the first disappearance of the sun. Every single one of you, in some levels, correct themselves appearance-wise. And I suppose you're seeing each other in the main chamber, where the Vitae is waiting for you. Am I correct? So, Theo, drummer, Crazy George, and Katherine, you are in the main chamber, coming out from 4 different directions. You can see some other kindreds here and there, harpies of the Elysium or local kindreds seeking probably a secure place, chatting about various subjects on the halls of the underground Elysium. You met at the bar. Yes, sir.
The loaded shotgun that I used to carry.
Mm-hmm.
I leave in the bedroom for now.
Sure.
Top of the evening.
Well, hello there, Blackbeard. Where are the fuses?
Don't light the fuses, mate. How are you doing? Cousin.
Love the get-up. You have to get me one of those.
I'll have to ask first. Theodora?
Doctor?
Przemysł. Give me the news. What do we have?
Early in the morning yesterday, me and Mr. Drummer, have been invited by Mr. Karn for an
What?
audience.
Why is the surprise? Is something wrong?
Because I wasn't informed of it.
Oh, you are being informed right now.
Trust me, my lady, I wasn't either. There was supposedly an invitation that was never delivered.
So what happened? Speak.
He asked about how he can be of assistance to the Camarilla, and informed me that he has spread Cassandra's ashes in his garden, as well as provided us with Mr. Giuseppe, who is currently in torpor.
Provided why?
That's weird.
He called
The
for a
friend.
gift.
He was around last time I saw him. Fuck.
He was in the Elysium when he was supposed to stay here because he's in a blood hunt and it is already an immensely act of kindness on me that he's still on his feet.
I'm afraid you'll have to take it up with him, my lady. I know nothing. He also wanted to discuss the treaty of peace between the church and Camarilla. He told me that the details wait for me in the notes of the former prince.
Nothing else?
No. Actually, one thing. The moths are not his doing. At least that's what he says.
Can you ever trust someone like that?
He claims that it's the fault of someone named Mistress Amanda.
Bad motherfucker.
Certain names appear too often these nights, don't they?
Oh,
What about-
wait. Is it Mistress Amanda, your mother?
Shut up. Drum. What about her?
Well, I asked him if he had anything to do with the moths. He answered that no, and it's the doing of Mistress Amanda and a cult that follows her around, something like that. Can't quite recall. He mentioned multiple sacrifices.
I silently but firmly grip my hand around the piece of the mirror that I used for my sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know? Is she Mistress Bits? Where is she?
I could ask Mr. Briggs because it looks like he knows where she is.
What about the situation with the church? I am sure they have some trouble, don't they?
Drummer,
Yes.
you received a text message
Let me take a look.
from Malcolm Tate.
What does it say?
Pass the phone to Katherine.
This is for you.
Will that even work with her using it?
You
She's
see
a
a
big
text
girl.
message stating Malcolm Tammy Tate. With the text message, pass the phone to Kate. The next message appeared. You got 35 seconds to unblock the heart of Samuel. Before I'm gonna get angry.
I type back. When you send a terrorist and a genocide in the Camarilla, you should know what happens. And I send a message. I send another message saying, did you really think that I wouldn't discover what he did? And I wait for her answer.
Killing Camarilla trash is not murder. It's taking the rubbish out.
What is it?
25.
What is it?
Give me a moment. I take the phone. I give the phone to the drummer, and I walk to the room where Samuel is.
Sure. You don't know where he is. You ask to put him in a safe place.
I ask to Sebastian if he's around.
You don't see Sebastian.
Where do we usually keep the people?
You start shouting for Sebastian, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. In a moment, he jumped in from one of the balconies, landing on his knees, kneeling in front of you.
Quick!
Yes.
Let's free that piece of shit, please.
Like in here?
Yeah.
I would need
Move
to
it.
leave again, my seneschal. I haven't...
Sebastian, move!
But I don't understand. What do you want from me, seneschal?
We need to free Mr. Wayland, okay?
Of course. He started going, running. In a moment, Samuel, your heart has been unblocked.
I follow him. I follow
Sure.
Sebastian anyway.
He walked into the first bedroom on the right, where you see Samuel on the bed. He went in, unclocked his heart. You see terrified Malkavian in front of you and super angry seneschal at the doors.
Has the time for my judgment come?
No, it's the time for Malcolm Tate to break my balls. How did he know that you were staked? Did you send something? Did you have some strange way of communication in the Anarch community? What?
How could I have done that? I was in there with you, my seneschal. You saw my hands. I had no way of contacting.
Said Sebastian.
Go.
Thank you. Sebastian left the chamber.
Let's go back to the drummer because I need to ask him something apparently.
Yes, Crazy George.
I want to have a look at the phone of drummer.
Nokia
May I?
3310.
Oh, that's what you use to bust down walls. That's
Samuel,
nice.
you following Katherine, yeah?
Yeah.
Very good phone.
I know, right? I took the phone, look at the messages. Okay.
Through going history of messages with Malcolm Tate is like... You can clearly say that on Thursday they've got Thailand food, on Friday they've got pizza. Plenty of messages, where the fuck are you, why are you late again, what's going on.
You know what? Before I give it back, I will activate premonition.
That simply doesn't work. This phone you got for the first time in your hands. Oh no, premonition or link, sorry.
Premonition?
Premonition, alright. In the screen of the little TV, like the little screen of Nokia, you start staring at it, and you see Luan on the other side of the glass, shouting and hitting the glass, trying to escape this phone, like she's locked inside of it. She's screaming and punching the glass, kicking it, ripping off her own hairs. And the premonition finished.
Can I have my phone back now?
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Katherine, Samuel, you joined the... Katherine.
Drummer,
Hello, Toodles.
could I ask you if you were aware about the fact that Samuel was staked and secured?
Wait, Junior was staked?
Yeah.
What did you do this time?
I don't know, killing thousands of kindreds looks like something heavy to you?
When did he do that?
Rose,
The past.
passing the corridors, you hear the conversation. Oliver looked at you when you look towards your coterie and nod your head, allowing you to join them. He himself joined Victoria.
Junior, if you're going to be doing something like that, invite me next time. Come on, man. I thought we were friends.
Coterie, you see Rose walking towards you with the staff.
Hey, Blood Doll.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's what you were. Sorry. Hey, Rose.
Yes, George.
Did I get a glimpse of Oliver nodding to her to approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Fräulein Hathaway, it's a pleasure to see you again.
You too. I have to say, I
Hey,
didn't
Rose.
think I would actually still be around. Everything's going a bit crazy, isn't it?
Finally.
Is supposed to be a pun?
I'm above puns.
Mm. I hope you're well. Where have you been?
Managed to somehow get away from the fire show that was the other place where hunters or whatever hit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you manage to take any of those guys out? Because they seemed like complete scoundrels. But yeah, no, managed to get away from that. Not sure how. Managed to get through the sewers, which was, well, you can imagine. And then, to be fair, everything's pretty blurry at the moment. How's everyone else doing?
Drummer, you received a message.
Let me take a look again.
Ha ha ha. Once a tame bitch, always a tamed bitch.
Good one. I put my phone back.
I would like to use insight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Insight, you mean link?
Insight to see whether the person is honest or not.
Which person? Rose.
Rose,
Sure.
this is like too turbulent.
Your insight and your perception, please.
Yes, sir. Insight. Insight 4. Did you mean resolve?
Yes, sorry.
3. So 7 total.
Something's there. You're not entirely sure where or what, but something's there. You have a full right to ask further questions.
Mm-hmm. So you were around? What happened? I mean, you were here last night. Now we hear about Giuseppe being like in a package and he comes like in FedEx mode. What happened?
Is he okay? Is the last thing I remember? Is
He's got
Giuseppe
his
okay?
Oh, yeah. I brought him myself.
Currently he's still unconscious, but relatively okay.
Want to wake
Last
him up?
thing I remember was he had this idea to go to Reading, and then something got the car. But if he's alive, then that's better than nothing.
Something got you in the car.
All I remember is pain. Which, to be fair, isn't that different from the rest of my life right now, but yeah.
Okay, take yourself some rest. Can we awaken Giuseppe?
Good idea.
No. No.
Seneschal.
He is still under blood and tonight the council will decide his destiny, okay?
It's
Yeah.
totally fine by me.
I've been informed that there was a meeting and things. So, when's that starting?
Who are you in contact with, really?
What?
Who contacts you?
Who contact who?
Who contacted you and brought you back, took care of you?
I woke up here at the Elysium, so I'm guessing someone in the Camarilla must have been able to help.
Insight.
Oliver apparently saved her.
Yes, he's the one that I actually came down with. He's asked if I could take notes in this meeting, so I'm guessing that might be part of payment for still being around.
I wonder why he didn't say anything about your situation, to me at least. We're in the same...
Sorry to interrupt. All of you see Mr. Briggs entering the Elysium, who nod to the chamber in general, not to any people precisely. He's having a long coat with file of paperwork, walking in with the glasses. Next to him you see two other kindreds, other teen bloods. Which one of you recognize? All of you recognize one of them, sorry. As Jonathan, the guy in a jeans katana hoodie, black hairs, quite a tall guy. On his right and on his left, you see a girl, maybe 16 years old, a little bit spooked, dressed casually, blonde hairs, blue eyes. First thing, he walked into the bar, asked for the guitar. Jonathan had a seat in one of the desks, and Briggs went straight for the chamber of the Primogen. Sorry, Vasilis, continue.
Walk up and a look to her ear.
I will stop.
I walk up to the seneschal and whisper to her ear. Luan is trapped and in danger. If we cannot wake up Giuseppe to find out what happened to her in here, let's at least do it in private. We need that asset.
We don't have time for that. We have the Primogen Council and tons of things to discuss about, and I would like you to join it. As a Joseph.
I was going to ask you myself for this, and thank you for that. But it's wise to have things going at the same time. We cannot just do one thing at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I understand that you're under a lot of stress, and I am here to help.
There is something I should know before we go there?
Yes! You heard
what you once were,
the
I used to be.
Wait.
The guests are coming. You hear the voice inside your head that is louder than your own thoughts, stating that the guests are on the way for the meeting. As planned, you invited them. Your head is about to explode. Your eye is burning. They are on the way. They are in here.
has planned.
The doors to the Elysium are wide open. Opened by the servants, but not of the servants of Elysium. You all see a crowd of immortal beings. Crowd, I mean more than 5 dozens. All of them in elegant clothing, smart looking, and definitely undead. None of them care about the masquerade. None of them even try to attempt to look like they live. Katherine, there are faces that you recognize in that crowd. You can name them, but you haven't seen them in a century or more. Some of them are terribly ugly, even rotting corpses, you could say. Other pale, and the other got enormous fangs kept in the open. They start to stand on all the staircase toward the Elysium. Rose, you can clearly appreciate the style, the elegant Goth style that they have. Theo, your curiosity went high as you also recognize some of the faces. Drummer, something on the floor is incredibly interesting now. It's taking most of your focus. Samuel, the creatures that just walked in represent completely opposite to everything what you always done.
Excuse me, could you repeat?
The creatures that just walked in represents everything against what you always stand for. The opposite, what you always try to represent.
I make a small step back.
You see the representation of the family of the Hekata clan. The servants, the ghouls, start to approach them with the glasses, flutes with blood. It was definitely scheduled, planned. They certainly hear on our invitation. In a moment, one of them start approaching Katherine, and therefore all of you. The man who's approaching, it is a handsome bastard. The clever eyes, dark and dead. Red veins inside his eyes. Pale as a wall. Veins on his face are blue and dry. His nails are black, but not because he dyed them. It's because he's dead. His lips are nearly purple for the same reason. Black hairs, stylishly put it back. A suit, top shelf. Armani, Gucci, that kind of subject. No tie, just a gold necklace. He approached Katherine. You are awake.
Someone say so. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you for the invitation. He looked at George.
Of course. So, I think it's time to start.
Yes, with no further ado. He offered his shoulder to you.
I take it.
I believe you're gonna be a great leader, Katherine. After all, this city should belong to you. You have a full support of my plan.
I appreciate it. But we will see.
Is there any other candidate?
Not that I am aware of.
Right.
But
at least I can say now that I've got a history with the prince. He smiled. And that smile makes you uncomfortable. You should know what's his name, but you don't know why you don't know. It's like you recognize the face, you cannot adjust the name to it, and it's like super annoying. Like somebody erased that from your memory, like trauma blocked you from remembering his name. Like he done something really bad, but his face is not recognized as a bad memory, which is make you feel mixed and confused.
okay.
As Katherine and one of them is entering the Primogen chamber, who also follow.
I do.
Crazy. George, Theo,
I follow Oliver.
Oliver is already there, so Rose, Samuel, drummer,
I don't think we're invited, are we?
as a diplomat of Anarchs, you are.
Oh, then yes.
Yeah.
The representation of the Veil. So in a brief moment, you all sat down in a round silken wooden table, where they added some chairs for everybody. This chamber did not saw such a crowd for a long time. At the symbol of the clan of Malkavian sat George, I suppose. Am I correct? Katherine, you sat as a seneschal.
I look at Katherine, like waiting for her approval.
So you're
Doing
standing
this
next to the
right
chair.
Good.
What, sorry?
I just look at Katherine, giving her a slight nod, like approved.
Okay. Are we sitting next to each other or not?
He's sitting on your right.
Okay. Yeah.
I take my seat.
Oliver, with Rose standing behind him. Rose did not have a chair. Samuel sitting on a guest chair, with the drummer standing behind him. Drummer, you do not have a chair. Theo, as a regent. Briggs, on a chair of his own, with no one behind him. Briggs is looking at George like, what the fuck? That's the clear expression of his face. He's
I
like
look at him.
concerned and he's judging the look and he's writing the stories in his head, and you know that, and he's terrified. You also can sense that.
I look at him and I give him a toothy grin like, good evening, Briggs. We're gonna go just fine. Won't we?
Hope so.
Me too.
On the throne of the guests, the gentleman from the catacombs stood up. But before he did, Oliver approached him, shook his hand, slapped his arm, said something about the suit. Some smooth compliment. Some anecdote, and they both started to laugh on the side. Then he offered him a sit down. And sat down on his own place. While everybody was adjusting to the place, Fade was the last person to walk in, and he closed the doors. He approached Katherine and started whispering to her ear. Unless you breach the tradition of domain and use the auspex to listen, you are not aware of what's been said.
Sorry, you're not aware? What?
If those who not use auspex are not aware of what Fate is saying, the rats are saying that Giuseppe is challenged to be an under-king. The longer he's in torpor, the bigger chance that he will lose.
I know, I just wanted to avoid that he was going around without we know what he is.
So you're technically giving a crown to Kevin.
Free him. We cannot afford to Kevin have the throne of the Undercity. Please.
I will do that after the meeting.
Yeah, sure.
He sat down, and everybody looked at George. Like they're waiting for you to start.
First of all, thank you all for coming here for the grand meeting. So many new faces around. So glad to see you all. But I suppose you have questions.
The doors opened.
Yeah.
My sincere apologies. Mr. Brooks walked in a suit, with a mustache around, ass on top. Please continue. He didn't even look at you closely. He sat down on a ventru chair.
Perfect timing, Mr. Brooks. Time to have some presentation here. Would you like to present yourself individually, Lady Katherine, if it's fine with you? We can do the circle. I can introduce myself as last.
Please go on.
I know that.
Not that you care or know, I'm Douglas Briggs. I represent the Thin Bloods. He smiled to Hecata, which the gentleman did not give it him back. But then he smiled to Samuel, like looking support there.
I make a small nod.
And that was enough for him to give a full smile. Yes, that. Welcome. Oliver Lestrand, House of Roses, Clan Toriado. Maurice Giovanni, Clan of Hecata, Domain of Oxford. I don't play your fucking games, said Fade.
I nod to the next one.
Who do you nod next?
Who is next to... Who is after Aid?
Theodora.
Dr. Theodora Reich. I represent the Chantry of Oxford.
Samuel Welland, representative of the Vale.
I have a close look to the Giovanni.
Herman Brooks. Clan Ventre. Domain of Headington, Oxford. That's everyone.
I stand up and introduce myself. Since I'm the new guy here, I suppose. My name is Crazy-Eyed George. Redeemed by the title of Sentenced. Redeemed of this title by Crazy-Eyed Joseph himself, and acting as he at his account now. As primogenitor of the Malkavian clan.
Why not Sebastian? That was the question asked by Oliver.
Because certain things.
And where is unrest? Everybody stopped to look around. It's a good question. Until Fate spoke up. He's hunting De La Sombra.
We will get in contact with him soon as well. I roll up my sleeves, settling myself. So,
If I can start the agenda, said Oliver. May I?
Let him finish first, please.
Of course.
we have certain issues in the domain. I don't want to be the Captain Obvious here, but we have to take care of them, and we have to act united as one. I am so glad to see the Hekata clan here, because they have always been a major asset, and they have immense knowledge in their fields, one that we appreciate, and we could get your help with that. Your support towards Lady Katherine is immensely appreciated. A person that I fully support as well. Lady Katherine.
I can sign my name underneath of that, said Fate.
I brightly smile on that.
Brooks. I like to be on a winning team as well. Briggs looked at you like, really? You asking me? Oh, of course, but that's natural, isn't it? The tradition states, prince is gone, the son shall become prince. That's obvious. No. He looked at Theodora, searching for support. Theodora, we can't hear you.
The Seneschal has also the full support of the Chantry.
You mean you, said Olivia.
Details.
House of Roses is also on your side, Lady Harrow. Always been. With no further ado in that matter, said Maurice. Prince Katherine Harrow. Please take us.
stand from my chair and I sit on the throne. The prince.
Who you title to be your seneschal?
Fade.
He looked at you, like you said something bad about him.
I look like, if you want to.
Thanks, but no.
Like, excuse me. I'm just joking.
I hope so.
I just wanted to see your face. Mr. Brooks will be my seneschal.
Mr. Brooks nodded his head and sat on your chair. The chair that you've been sitting for 200 years. So the pyramid of power is restored, said the Olivia. But in a certain cycle of events, we're still having a lack of sheriff due to the denomination of unrest.
True.
I can take that position, said Fate.
I was sure you will prefer that. I agree.
Glad to see Oxford united. At least on that table, said Maurice. I suppose the anarchs of the White Horse Vales will notify their own leaders. Leader.
Doing that now.
No.
There will not be any kind of defiance, please.
I don't think I understand you, Mr. Wayland. You did not introduce yourself, anyhow, to this gentleman, and you see him for the first time in your own life. Yet he knows you very well. That's not comforting very much.
Lisa, sorry, could you please repeat what he said before that? I could not hear it properly.
Before, he said that you understand that you will inform your leaders and then correct himself. That you got only one leader.
Oh, yeah, okay. Our leader shall be informed.
Good. Brooks looked up. So what's the agenda? What did I miss? Other than the attack of the federal governments on my clan? He looked directly into Samuel's eye.
Glad to have you back, by the way.
Thank you.
I doubt Mr. Brooks.
Glad to be back. Yet 42 of my brothers and my children are gone, done and dusted by the Inquisition. Both those who call themselves as a legion, as I was informed, and those who work for the government, that are led by Samuel.
Led would be a powerful word, but I would like to clarify that I had no involvement in that incident.
I hope I will find a piece of evidence that you did. I will speak with Malcolm and myself about finishing your existence.
That would be an acceptable thing to do. But as far as I'm aware, I played no hand in the destruction of your brothers. Nor was I informed of that.
Oliver. Asked Rose. Could you spread the paperwork and the pictures for everyone, please? Regarding the cult that is dwelling the streets of Oxford, this is the police evidence from the case and the bodies that they found. And I suppose Rose followed the command, and in a moment she started to giving me in front of you the copy of the same pictures and paperwork, police reports, which you see are bodies without the spines and skulls, shredded from them, separated in a bloody way. More than 100 bodies in one warehouse, empty warehouse. It looked like the blood was out there spread with a bucket on the walls and floors. Fate smiled a little, like those pictures make him angry. The moment, Rose, you put the pictures in front of Maurice, he holded your hand. And you feel weird for a second. Like electric shock go through your fingers. He smiled and thanked you for the pictures.
I nod and go back to handing the pictures out and standing behind Oliver while being slightly confused.
You start all to read the report. Yes, George.
I would like to have a link with Joseph.
I will test that.
Mm-hmm. I would
5
like
successes.
his... Oh, 5?
Would you
Okay.
like me... Now, whatever is going to be said now, it's available only to George and Drummer. Drummer, you cannot participate inside the conversation, but you hear the conversation. You have a full link with him, you can ask him a question, you can have an open conversation with him.
Captain, what do you think of all this?
3 things. Remind that piece of shit, dead corpses, Italian fucker, that in our traditions is not to use the disciplines inside these halls. Second of all, this is Simitzis Schlachta that someone's create. The monsters of vicissitude. I suppose. Somehow.
Third one?
Sorry?
Third one? You said there were 3 things.
Third one. Before third one, I will have a note to the second one. This is a lazy job with those bodies. A proper Simitsi would not leave the corpses and take just bones. This is somebody unskilled, untrained, who yet not manage the full control of his powers. Regard the third thing. Why the fuck there's no Underking yet in here? The
Things have
pyramid of
happened.
power is not full, is not restored. Not until the Underking sits with us. You closing the link? Or do you still converse it?
Yes. Yes.
Sure. That was merely a second inside his head. Yes, sir.
Could I take 5 too? Would you take 5 for us?
The police reports in front of you presents the name and the surnames of people who investigate that, amounts of corpses, amounts of the bones that are missing, the locations, etc., etc. A full investigation was provided, everybody died the same night. Few people have been catched. People who were recognized by the CCTV, facial recognitions. There are few people who are in question. Police is proceeding with a full investigation. The police that, as Oliver said, are completely under his control. And there's no worries for the Masquerade. You see also accounts stating that more than £200,000 was paid for bribes for media to not display those informations. To police, another £300,000, some retirement plans, some promotions. Oliver pulled the strings here and there to make police and media silence. Swiftly and clearly. The corpses and the warehouse is secured for our regent if she would like to investigate the site and check if anything is giving her any knowledge regarding the blood sorcery that had a place out there.
Thank you for your consideration.
Your insight might be helpful. Other than that, the Legion disappeared. We have no knowledge where they are. They bunked down after the recent breakout of the Sun Sentinel Squadron. Fade, a little bit rich, was leaned towards the table. Up to the best of my knowledge, unrested is on his way with the La Sombra named Wayne from the Sun Sentinel Squadron. You wished his presence. She looked at Katherine.
Yes.
Any more things? Oliver asked. Missing kindreds. Spoke up, Mr. Briggs. Somebody hunts on my clan. Few of them smirk, chuckle. Of my brothers, he corrected himself. 21 are missing in the last month. I would appreciate any and every source of help in investigating them.
We will take care of it.
In that case, I would like to offer some of my assistance and expertise, if that would be acceptable.
Any and every kind of help. That must be acceptable.
Same for me.
He smiled like, for the first time on the Primogenic, meeting somebody listening to him, to his appeals. Fade rolled his eye, less interested. Briggs raised his hand, like the only person who did not speak without the permission in here. Raised two fingers and looking at Katherine.
Gone.
How the situation with the Golden Church look like? Should I prepare the flow of the Vita?
I look at Theodora. Please explain them what Zoltan can told you.
You spoke with the Zoltan Khan, madam.
For some reason, I was the one called to speak with him, yes. He informed me of a couple of things that I have already discussed with Lady Katherine, and informed me that he, for the uphold of the treaty signed by the former prince, he does require a steady supply of blood. The details are supposed to await me in the notes of former Prince Alexander.
I am fully aware of the treaty. Should I get more than usual? He looked at Katherine as an act of goodwill of new government.
I suppose it's a good idea, yes.
That shall be done, my friend. He put some notes on the pad. Oliver looked up. Is there anything more to discuss?
Yes, apparently last night Nosferatu from the Undercity named Boo brought me the ashes of Darling. So she's officially destroyed.
Oh no, said Oliver. Fate
I inside the start of him. I inside the shit out of him.
Sorry?
I use insight.
Sarcasm. He hated her. He's a Toreador, she's a Nosferatu, that's number one. Second, everything else above that. Briggs raised his eyebrow like pity. Do we know who's held responsible?
Apparently the Nosferatu felt the scent of a male Toreador on the ashes. Nothing more.
Doubtful. She can sense a Toreador in the sewer.
And I wonder
One
who
more.
could be strong as a Darling.
Be right back, sorry.
So who is held responsible? Who sends the Toreador?
The Toreador came by himself, and he told me that he felt the scent of a male Toreador on the ashes. We don't know anything else.
And we hear that from Boo.
Yeah.
May the sheriff take the case. Wait, not his head. It's already on my list. Like you know how to write. Brooks laughed a little bit underneath his nose. Next
I
case.
inside again. I want to see behind his words.
Behind the words of who? Oliver.
Oliver.
This
And I want to say,
time when you
and I
start
want-
staring at him, he looked directly in your eyes. In your one eye. His aura is full of confidence. He is grim. But he's happy on some sort. Being proud is still visible in his aura, you could say. Can I help you?
I look at Rose as well.
She's behind him, quite bored, you would say.
Yeah. Body language.
She's scared.
Practically, it should be your responsibility to find who of your clan did this. Shouldn't it be? Along with the search.
To be honest, no. The Nosferatu clan should take responsibility of who did this because it was happening on their territory. So Under King should investigate that, don't you think? Second of all, you're far away from giving me commands.
This is not a command.
You got a point, though. If one of
This is
your
not-
clan is responsible, you should give a hand to fate with it.
Yes.
1 second. Prince,
Also,
the Nosferatu state that is Toriador who done that.
Mm-hmm.
A. All my house is accountable. B. It's happened on foreign territory, which is Undercity, which is not my domain. Correct? So I have no
Correct.
jurisdiction over there. So how can I investigate anything? C. You're not starting the ruling very well if the charms of this gentleman are working on your judgment. Seriously.
if I
I
may,
recognize that's simply a good idea when I hear it. That's all.
if I may, we
Please.
have so many incidents running around, and that includes your clan, you know. One diablerized the primogen of the Nosferatu. One that is standing behind you was illegally embraced, and we have not yet found who
Told you that
embraced.
she was illegally embraced. I have a written permission from Alexander Crane to embrace her. Would you like me to present it?
So you're the guy.
Of course I am the guy.
And why didn't you say so?
Because I am not responding to your questions, because I don't have to.
It's not about me, my friend.
You
It's
are
about unrest.
unrested. I'm surprised that he's actually alive. Still breathing after chopping off the head of the Alexander Crane. Well,
I do not under-
Maurice spoke. That's actually a fact. Katherine.
This is where things do not add up, you know. And
Silence,
please, bear with me.
Malkavian. That's what Giovanni said.
Bear your sarcasm, pretty boy.
Katherine,
Have a legal permission to embrace your child, which is fine by me. It's fine by me. I do not understand, though, why Crane wanted to execute her along with other people. Why?
all the sins that are not your
And-
concern.
Oh, yeah, it's not my concern. What is my concern?
If
Katherine.
I may, Maurice,
There are
tried again to speak.
there are rules in this place. One of the rules.
Maurice, get up. I shall
One
no
of the-
longer dispute with all of you. Maurice left, leaving the doors open behind him, and the Hekata clan left the Elysium after him.
Remember the next time that disciplines are not allowed in the Elysium, Morris. That would help a lot. And flesh is weak when the hand is unskilled.
Everybody's silent.
Do you understand what the fuck is going on in here?
Yeah.
Do you understand that like, all sorts of shit going on?
I understand that if you will not shut up, I will rip your heart out, said Oliver. You just pissed off the Hekata by constantly talking with your stupid, crazy ass mouth.
I wonder why. I thought they would be more patient. The dead are not going anywhere, do they?
It is in your good favor to apologize then. Oliver stood up.
That one I will have a talk with them later.
Because we cannot afford the war with Hekata now.
Of course not. But their temper. Katherine, lady,
Yes.
what are we going to do with Jezebel? What are we going to do with Giuseppe, Mr. Brooks, and everybody?
What to do with me, if I may ask?
Looks like you breached the masquerade.
And I repaired it.
What? Sorry? Repeat?
And I repaired it.
Anyway, about Jezebel. We need to build again a place to keep her. Because the deal about keep her still intact is on, so far I'm aware. So we need to figure out how to build a cage again, a better one this time, that it cannot be violated. Because it's not secure to keep her here.
The question is, Mr. Briggs spoke. Does Dr. Reich is able to build the same or better cage than Cassandra?
Am I able to rebuild it?
You are able to rebuild it, but it's definitely going to be weaker than Cassandra's was.
Cassandra had at least 100 years of experience more than me. While I am able to create a cage, it will be considerably weaker.
So we need to think about other source.
Yes.
Fade pointed at Theodora, then pointed at Katherine. The Chantry stood empty. That's asking problems. Obviously, you don't trust anyone. He looked at Theodora, and I completely support that idea. Yet we need your clan more than you. I think it's time you will have a child.
What do you suggest? That I just take the first person who seems suitable?
You think you've been chosen carefully?
I don't know. I don't know why I have been chosen.
My point. The bloodline of Cassandra protecting the Giuseppe. Stop. It's protecting by your blood. In case something happened to you, we need to have your descendant. Am I wrong?
You're not exactly wrong.
Moving his head. Brooks, like, I don't care. He starts looking in his notes.
As I already said, I am inexperienced. I've had 4 years to hone my skills, and they are still inadequate. Even if I embrace someone, it will take time to teach both myself and them.
Well, I'm sorry that being undead in your own life, it's not exactly a holidays in Mallorca. But it is what it is.
I'm not saying that I won't do it. I'm just asking for time. Not a lot. A week, maybe 2.
And what if you're gonna be dead in that week or 2?
If I may.
Fate, resist his beast.
No, you cannot,
please.
Samuel.
Oh. I'm getting mixed signals.
This is Camarilla matters, and you cannot speak about it. Sorry.
Camarilla matters, yes, but it could affect all of us, no?
Well, I don't think you have troubles with the Golden Church. No, you look like good friends.
In the meantime, while you discuss the stuff, Giuseppe, you have been awakened. You are in a bed. You don't recognize it. But in front of you there is a girl that you do recognize. She fed you with her wrist. A human blood. You see Niki Dimakopoulos. She's wearing a flap dress.
Oh.
High heels. She's having a plaster on her neck. And a handbag. You alright?
Well, shit. Think I'd see you again. Glad I did. Okay, kid?
You saved my life.
No reason to take it, so...
Now I'm gonna do the same for you.
Question. It's a nice room you got.
It's not mine.
Whose is it?
It's the lair. The den. The nest. I don't know how you call it.
Can you tell me what's going on?
Not in here. It's not safe. She hold your hand and help you get up.
Yep, get up.
She moved the mirror in the room and showed you the tunnel. But before she walked in, she opened a handbag and she gave you a balaclava. Believe me, you're gonna need that. Yes.
Remind me what that is, because I'm assuming it's a Greek dessert.
It's a mask.
It's a mask.
Which you put on. Where you have the holes, for it, yeah.
You are thinking of baklava.
Baklava.
Sounded the same. Oh. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, pretty much that way, by covering yourself. And you start to going down through the irregular corridors. And on the very bottom of those corridors, maybe 100 to 200 meters through the corridors, you see an army preparing to enter. You see militia in fully Kevlars, people with flamethrowers, grenade launchers, heavy artillery, crossbows, making final steps, approaches, checking the communication. They're talking, but they're being very quiet. They whispering, they passing through the ammunition, they bringing the containers with the benzene, with the fuel, petrol, whatever you call it. Molotov cocktails, C4. Some of them even got garlic snacks. Some of them got crucifixes. You see a corridor full of them. She drags you through them. They were trying to talk to her, but she pushed them aside, like, I don't have a time for you now. And you see approximately 200 people fully armed from toes to teeth on a hidden spots. At the end of the corridor, you saw the entrance for the back gardens of the Oxford University. Completely different site that you ever walked in to the Elysium, which allow you to know where you are.
Good. Hate to tell you this. You ain't gonna like it too much, but old man's in there.
What old man?
Giorgos. Say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dad, Giorgos.
Who is Giorgos?
It's your father's name, ain't it?
My father is in Chicago.
What's his name?
Dr. Dimakopoulos.
Yeah, him.
I spoke with him today. He's in Chicago. Never mind. Do not worry. I'm glad you're safe. She hugged you.
You going in there?
Do you want me to go in there?
No, don't do it.
There I won't. They're more than capable of. Do you want me to take you somewhere?
I'm gonna look to see if I got a phone.
Yeah. No, actually, no, you don't have a phone.
No. No, you just,
Master? Do you want me to take you somewhere safe?
Oh, what did you call me?
I just found it appropriate. Is it bad word? Would you like me to call you differently?
It's fine. Yeah, it's Giuseppe's fine. Just call me Giuseppe. It's fine.
Giuseppe, it's fine.
No, just Giuseppe.
Just Giuseppe. Beautiful.
All right, look.
Where to?
I got it from. You got classes, right? You got classes.
Yes.
Okay. Go to class.
It's Saturday.
Do that. But when you do Saturday stuff, like I don't know what you do on Saturday, you do that.
I hunt and kill kindreds on the weekends. Should I do that?
Wait. No.
What is that you want me to do?
Could use your help.
How can I be helpful? Giuseppe, Just Giuseppe.
I need you to help me find tree people. Oliver, Jonathan, and just do with those two for now. Just do for those two.
How many of them you want? I can find
One.
every Oliver and every Jonathan in Oxford.
They're like Oliver's like me, but he's pretty, or supposed to be. He smells funny. Got
They're
cologne.
vampires.
Yeah.
Do you
Want 'em
know
alive.
the surnames?
No.
Hmm.
I want him alive.
That's gonna be difficult.
Alive. Stake him. You know how to do that? You do that, yeah.
Yes.
So you do it. Bring him to me. A box.
I'll search
But I
for them.
want him. First things first. Do anything you can to stay safe. I don't want you dying, you understand?
It's not my intention, unless you want me to.
No. You stay alive. I want you to stay alive. You go do that. Okay? Do that.
I'll find
Any cop,
Jonathan and Oliver.
keep in touch.
How can I keep in
Thanks.
touch?
Play this by ear. Get going. You get going, all right?
She reached to the handbag and gave you her phone. I will ring here when I'm gonna find them.
Here.
I'll throw the knife or stake into their heart and let you know.
Steak works better.
Master, I'm just Giuseppe.
Steak works just fine. Actually, steak works best. Knife doesn't do much. Yeah, it's kind of useless in some things, but steak works best. Paralyzes them.
Do you want to go further away? They're about to enter. She started dragging you out towards a different direction.
Hold that thought. Hey kid, can you hear me?
Screen flashed a couple of times, and unknown number, unknown number, but with many alpha, delta, omega, lambda, and plenty more different signs start display on a screen asking you to answer the call. Funny enough, there's no red button to reject.
A text to Giorgos and Rose. Get the hell out of there now.
You are being pushed, dragged by Nikki towards her car. While going back to the Primogen chamber, Rose and George. Well, Rose, not, because you do not have a phone. But George, you received a message. Giuseppe, please tell what exactly the message stated.
Get the hell out of there now.
Do you sign somehow or not?
Yeah, G.
You got a message from your daughter's phone stating, get the hell back, G. Georges, I cannot hear you.
Can I do two different things at once?
I'm listening.
Premonition and activate link.
Right. Seven successes. Right, so that's the premonition, which is happening as we speak. So it's please accept that what I am describing is happening as I am describing that. people involved in the premonition are people who are aware of that. Right? So your perspective flew out of the room, flew out of the building. Obviously, drummer, you are aware of the premonition as a part of the link. You see the building, but not only. You see the Hekata clan, who is surrounded by fire on the middle of the street, few streets away from here. Under the heavy guns, artillery from the death squad of the sheriff, where Unrested is fighting with Mahris. You can clearly recognize him because he's having a sword of 1,000 mirrors. The same sword that beheaded the prince. Your perspective flew by towards the building where on the front seat of a car you see Niki Dimakopoulos sitting on Giuseppe's knees, kissing him on the front seat of the car. The perspective flew by to the secret corridor where you see the army of 200 or more people breaching many corridors on many entries through many chambers towards the Elysium and opening fire towards the kindred inside. The delay between you and the premonition is 3 seconds. So as you see it, within 3 seconds, what you saw up there is happening. Yes.
What about the link?
1 second, Marco wanted something. Yes.
I'm gonna send one more message.
So you're putting her away from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Box office behind the boxes.
Sorry, could you repeat that? Mm-hmm.
The Duck's office behind the boxes.
This is the message you received from Niki Dimakopoulos. The Duck's office behind the boxes. Now Link, let's test your Link. 3 successes. What do you want from Link?
To get a heads up about the whole situation from the instinct of Joseph.
Sure. The
Who has done?
The muscle memory starts to work. You walked into the wall, which just looked like a straight wall, and your hand went through the illusion of the wall. You reached the lever that you pulled, and the massive metal plates secured the chamber of the Primogen. The table starts to move down, turning into the staircase.
I stand up. Actually, I turn.
You're standing next to the wall. You don't memorizing doing that, but you do. What everyone else is doing.
Everyone down the stairs now. Under attack.
Now.
Go.
And all the Primogen start to run.
I grab Junior and we run down.
You don't need to grab me, I'm already running.
Brooks start to make phone calls.
George, what's going on?
We are under attack. The death squad of the sheriff, along with Unrested, they are roasting the Hekata outside the building in the streets. He's fighting with the other guy that stood up and leave. We have hunters at the lower corridors of the building. And for some fucking reason, my daughter is with Giuseppe outside. Let's go. Let's go. Stay with me.
I did say he's evil, but no one listened to me.
In a very tunnel at the end, you saw a flashlight. Olivier and Fate step forward. Fate jump in, closing his claws and start shredding the flesh around. While Olivier, with amazed celerity level, starts to push them and rip their hearts off. So the Prince, Primogen, and the Sun Sentinel, including the Anox, could only step on the corpses of human bodies. In a matter of seconds, you escaped through the corridor to the other gardens on a private building, maybe a street away from the Elysium, seeing the whole building is on fire. Probably with all of the kindreds inside. You can see in the air the red and blue lights from the fire services, police, etc. People stop watching and seeing the very old building burning to the pieces. Yes, George.
I try to link with Joseph.
What do you want to ask?
His body is in there. If it is destroyed, what's happened?
His
What's
body
gonna
is
happen?
not important. What important is the lists, the names of the every kindred in a city that came to the hunter's fence. No one is safe in the Oxford domain.
Is Samuel around?
He's next to you.
You have lots of work to do. Every kindred identity in the city is compromised. No one is safe.
How the fuck?
The hunters have, you know? Didn't you know that? God, Jesus Christ, sorry.
I don't want to be intruding, said Mr. Brooks. I believe that the safest place we can hide now is going to be a Chantra. So I would strongly suggest that the Regent gonna show some hospitality.
Of course.
I will organize the transport. Fate, no offense, don't trust your transport. Fate, make few steps back and turn himself into an eagle. And flew away. Briggs. I'm gonna go and check what's going on. I can stand in a crowd with no problems. I will communicate with you, Prince, as soon as I will know anything.
Yeah. But the body of Jezebel is inside of the building. If she turns it into ashes,
The
we are
ruins
doomed.
will not protect her from fire. He looked on
Yes.
Theo.
Would the runes protect her from fire?
No, the body of Jezebel is here, inside of this building in flame, because the cage was violated by someone, and so we have her here.
Also, Joseph.
Olivia took the phone out. I'm gonna make sure that the police that are investigating that matter will work for me. Rose, are you staying with Coterie or are you heading with me? Don't worry, it's just a question.
I will stay with the coterie. I feel there's strength in numbers at the moment, unless you have anything you wish of me.
Call me if you need me. And stay safe.
I don't have a phone right now.
He took the other phone like a burner of his, throw it at you. My number is inside.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you kindly, my son.
Thank you kindly, my sire.
He started to walk away. Yes, George.
Not to interrupt, but can we have a break because something hopped up?
Sure. In a moment or two, the car stopped next to the entrance to the garden that you are in. And the people of Mr. Brooks start inviting you into the cars. 3 cars, 3 vans. Which one is full of armed security? The coterie walks into one, the rest the other. And you start moving. One of you, sitting up front next to a driver, I would like to ask, who is that?
Why not me? I don't mind.
Drama. So you are the only person who saw what's going on, while everybody else was blinded to the vandals. You saw on the way the police arguing with the fire brigades, people staring, having phones, TV talking with the cameraman, and an ugly monster making out with a brunette chick on the front of the car, in the car park. Maybe it was a hallucination, you don't know. You're not sure, but it looked like Giuseppe.
Yeah.
The car passed. Giuseppe, you've been fully aware of Drummer staring at you like that in the window of the car that was passing through. You start to make your way towards the Chancellor. Marco, what does Giuseppe do after you pushed your ghoul aside?
Follow that car.
You turn the engine, you step back, and you start driving after the car. Now I'd like to test your drive skills.
God.
And your dexterity. 2 and 2, yeah? Your current hunger is 3.
3?
Yeah. You got 2 successes. And the driver have 5. Drummer, in a moment you hear like we are being followed. Which actually all of you hear, but only you see that Giuseppe is driving behind you. So the security starts to communicate, giving a command to shoot the car down.
I just message the King of the Vale about everything which has happened right now, just to keep them up to date. Let them do what they want.
Sure. In a moment, the doors on the last van get open, wide open. Giuseppe, your car is under heavy fire. They start shooting at you. 3 people, assault rifles. What do you do? at the moment you're reacting, the moment that they're opening the doors, and then aiming with the AK-47s. Mm-hmm.
Who's aiming at us?
Some guys in a suit from the van. You are behind the wheel. You stop.
Oh, well.
Or you turn to the alley, or...
I try to. I not get shot.
You see that Vicky got a pistol in her hands, looking at you.
Put it down.
What do you do with the vehicle?
Go a different way.
Yeah, turn when you're going. Sure. In a moment, they reported that they scared him off. And the van closed the door. 10 minutes later, the cars stopped while Giuseppe is somewhere on the motorway through the city in the traffic. While you stopped next to the Chantra. When the cars stop, I suppose, everybody get out from the car. And Theo, do you open the Chantra for everyone?
I turn to them and I say, you can stay here tonight. I will reconsider the offer tomorrow. And I open it.
We can finally have a study session. Yes!
Cup her hand and touch the wall. And the magic appear on the very eyes when the wall moves. You see the corridor. Katherine, you've been here plenty of times, so you are nowhere near to be surprised. For everyone else, there's something new. You start passing the corridors, and the flames start to show up from nowhere on the sides. The air in here is completely different. And in a moment, you walked into the great hall with a massive chandelier full of crystals that reflect the fire that is spread through different places in their special globes containing it. A very bright, spacious place, a great hall with a mosaic on the floor representing a weird rune of some sort. Probably Germanic, you would say, or maybe Nordic. The fuck you know. In front, a great portrait of Cassandra. Cassandra and Theodora, actually. Cassandra is sitting on a throne, and Theodora is standing behind her back. All of you needed a second, specifically toreadors that entered, to admire the masterpiece made by Olivia, as the signature on the very bottom appears. But you are not the only people who are looking at the picture, because in the center of the room there is a man, a kindred, who is in front of you, and he just turned towards you. He is in a very fashionable red suit, made of leather, with a silk shirt of the black color. He has plenty of piercing in his eyebrow, a tattoo going on from his neck, his jaw, up to his eye, full of weird symbols. His eyes are covered in red blood, crimson blood, you would say. Like he's in a frenzy, yet he remains calm. He smiles and exposed teeth. Theodora, willkommen.
And who might you be?
My name is Johann Andreas Cruz. I have been expecting your presence. She looked at everyone else. She bowed to you. I heard you are now renounced as a regent of this domain.
No one else to take the job.
It is rightfully yours. And as traditions tell, I'm here to introduce and announce my presence.
I'm afraid you'll have to elaborate on that.
I am from Reading, the House of Premier. I am visiting an Oxford domain for a purpose of experiment that I conduct. They definitely do not look like the part of the Chantra.
I have decided to lend the Chantra for asylum to the members of the Primogen.
I heard that this domain is ill. I offer my services, my regent.
Your offer is appreciated. I propose we shall speak soon, privately. First, let me settle everyone in here.
I shall wait for you. She turned again towards the picture, the portrait. What do you do?
My prince, may I have a word?
Of course.
I lead Katherine to a more remote corner of the room.
Corner of the room of the office.
The office, then.
Sure. You went into Cassandra's office. Again, the place that you have been recently, and for many times. Nothing is obviously touched. Everything is as it's supposed to be. You had to blood magically open the doors. The doors behind Katherine and Theo shuts. What does the rest of the coterie do?
I sent a message to Giuseppe. Where the fuck are you?
Giuseppe, you have the right to respond. You're stuck in the traffic. You can either call or text back, up to you. Mr. Brooks sat down on a sofa. That is like a waiting room. He starts to send texting messages. Yeah.
I call up Giorgos.
Giorgos, your phone starts ringing.
What?
You can hear a massive echo from the one side, and George, from the other side, you can hear city traffic.
Well, I have some good news. So, he's here with me.
What is she doing with you?
Oh, apparently she saved my life.
What about the rest of the people in the Elysium?
I don't know. Yeah, I tried to get you guys out of there as fast as I could.
2 words. magic shop.
You know any magic shops around here?
Nuh-uh.
Alright, see if we can punch in a GPS and see like magic shops. Preferably down the one.
Prank shops, that's all you can get, but you doubt that's what he was on his phone.
Samuel,
Yes?
I need your intel.
You need what?
Your intel. Who is coordinating these attacks? They know us too fucking well.
I would like to know that as well, but
Well, as I said from the very beginning, and nobody ever listened to me, it's the Unrested. He's an evil bad guy, but everyone loved him.
I cannot
What do you
fucking know.
know? Drummer, what do you know?
Well, he's the mastermind behind everything which is happening here. Everything bad. You can see it by yourself. With everything that's
Elaborate,
happening.
please. Elaborate.
What would you like to know?
Everything.
Let's see. Everything. That might take a while. Well, let's just say that he was covering up.
Do you telling him or do you show him?
Let's show him. That'll be easier.
Before we're gonna do that, I will allow Theo and Katherine the private conversation. 1 sec. Yes, Giuseppe.
Can I send a quick text message to Giorgos?
In a moment, yes. Katherine and Theo. Go.
My lady, I am afraid I am not sure how to proceed here. I'm sure we cannot trust the anarchs to keep their hands to themselves while in the Chandra. And I'm not sure how trustworthy the other members of the Primogen are. I seek your guidance in how we should distribute them throughout the Chandra so that they can keep an eye on each other, so to speak, or that we can keep an eye on them.
Yes, sure. Of course, the more secret parts of the Chandra are secured. No one can have the access, right?
Of course.
So we will be secure to let them know that they are not allowed to stay anywhere else than the main entrance where they are now. And if this makes feel you more sure, more safe, I will dominate Samuel and the drummer to avoid them to going around and look something they shouldn't.
I'd appreciate it, my prince.
Very good. Perfect. Anyone else?
The office.
Yep, that's all, my prince. Thank you.
Good.
Giuseppe, now you can text.
Don't trust Oliver Twist.
What?
Do not trust Oliver Twist.
Crazy George. While drummer take the deeper breath and connecting to the link that he established with Crazy Eye Joe more than a dozen years ago, you receive a text. Do not trust the Oliver Twist. When your minds flew away, you saw unrested, a monster, a beast, more feral than the werewolves themselves. You saw a knight in a black armor and a middle age, shredding the people around him, skinning them alive, boiling them in a holy water if they would be kindreds. And through the centuries going with the invisible dog. That only he can see. As he misses him. Yes, in your weird, psychedelic, colorful visions, you see that the unrested is missing his dog. He do not have feelings for you, nor for the Oxford, not for the city, not for his child. The only thing that he loves on this planet is his puppy. And the moment you heard the word puppy inside your head, you saw a gangrel on a bike, growling at you. And the drummer's words, puppy. You are back in Chantra. This is what the drummer showed you.
We're of the same family. I hope we have some mutual trust. So you can
Depends on
understand.
who you're working with.
Whatever do you mean?
I would pretty much prefer all of us to get out alive.
Uh-huh.
Arguments here.
That's why I'm
but
sharing with you all what I know.
Luan located
who is the
home
puppy?
of Vasily, of Joe, and she gave you coordinates. Keep talking.
Who is the puppy?
Oh, Sabat. Real bad motherfucker. He's gonna be
Oof.
pretty angry. He's gonna be pretty angry if he finds out what's happening here, so we probably don't want to let him know. That's why we want to try and get you into the Anarch, so that doesn't happen.
Please do not be alarmed. Guillermo Mendes will not step foot on this domain.
Oh, you never know. He
All
has
of
a
your
couple of things.
Heads turn, including Katherine and Theo. All of your heads turn towards people who are entering the Chantra from the top floor. In the very front, you see a man in a trench coat. You could call it a very modern, but stylized for a very old one. You have a tall... you have a long hairs, white, pure white, snow white hair. Established, distinguished pose, straight spine, blue eyes, smile. A golden earring, golden rings on his hands. Next to him, there are few kindreds walking behind him. The kindreds you never saw before. First one on his right is some sort of a punk, you could call him, rock and roller. He is having a bandana on his head, shades, dark glasses. He's tall, he's big. On his left, Theo, you recognize the person. It's Roberto. A tall gentleman, again, a punk. A guy with a hoodie with ripped off sleeves, tattoos, full sleeves with tattoos with some kind of logos and bands more than any kind of magical or mystical thing that you would suspect in this place. He's definitely on drugs, but he's a kindred. no matter what. But last time when you saw him, he was still alive. Don't know, do you remember the person? Behind them, there are another two kindreds. A woman wearing a mask on her face, a cloak, quite tall, black. You cannot see an inch of her body. And a La Sombra, young girl, age of 16. I'm saying her clan just because, Katherine, you've sensed the shadows with her. Maybe 16 years old. Elegant, in a dress, like she's coming back from the ball. In case you did not recognize the descriptions of the first person, from the upstairs, walking down, you see Alexander Cray. Guillermo Mendes shall not step foot in here.
I'd like to hope so.
He raised his hand, and the girl in the cloak gave him his cane. He pointed at Theodora. I assume Sultan Khan believes I'm dead.
That he does.
Very good. Very good. I'm glad to see you awake, Katherine.
I'm glad to see you alive.
You forgot how beautiful is the art of the clan Ravens, haven't you? It was merely a theater, a drama, an act to convince our enemies that this is the time to attack. It was a test. But some passed and some did not. Destroyer of Athens. Glad to see you awake.
Glad to see you're still around.
I hope the memory serves you well, because I shall need that. Samuel Wayland. Pleasure to finally meet the tool of Malcolm Tate. We have plenty to talk about.
I would suppose you do.
Drama. Heard a lot good about you.
I bow.
I suppose you're gonna text about this meeting to Malcolm Tate.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Feel free.
Thank you kindly.
I assume that
Rose Giovanni of the House Toriado. Welcome. And our beautiful hostess, Theodora Rai. I'm glad you did not allow Giuseppe to walk, really. If you could prepare for us a meeting room, as we got a war to plan.
Of course, right away. I am gonna scurry away and try to find a room that will fit all of us comfortably.
He just turned aside and looked at his servants, and you saw their eyes flashing like they had a telepathic connection, and they started to spread, going out, doing his bidding. Yes, George, you wanted to say something?
I would like to see the reaction of Oliver.
Oliver is not there here with you.
Oh, Correct. Sorry,
The
I
only
totally
person
forgot.
is Brooks, who stood up and kneel.
Oh, cool. Cool. My bad.
Theo, I assume you're opening the doors to the gathering room.
Yes.
In a moment, all of you sat down with Alexander Crane at one table. His servants closed the doors and sealed them with magic. By my plans should be the Underking over here with us. I asked Luan to give him the coordinates how to get here. But I believe we can start. So, we're gonna rebuild Oxford. Reshape it. As Camarilla is supposed to look like. And we're gonna start in a beautiful way of sacrificing the god. Of sacrificing the queen of moths. If you are not up to it, you're free to leave. Now or never.
Can you repeat the last part, please?
Now or never.
Mm-hmm.
Killer. Brilliant.
Who is the Queen of Mouths? Really? Who is the Queen?
She will reveal herself when we're gonna chain her servants.
Good enough. Doable.
Giuseppe, what do you do after receiving the coordinate?
I actually have Luck and Oxford in England map. I actually know where I actually am this time. What I would like to do is I would like to take the car perhaps about 5 miles where the coordinates leave. Exit the car, tell Nikki to go home or back to campus.
Mm-hmm. She
Then
follows
I
your
will-
orders blindly.
Oh yeah. And then I will go to coordinates.
After reaching the coordinates, you saw a person make this gesture towards you. The person was a guy, which you saw for the first time in a trench coat and bandana, shades. He opened the wall for you. Your presence is expected.
Sure then.
He walked in with you, and through empty corridors and empty hall, you came to the doors that Mr. Brooks is underneath of them and waiting and wondering what's going on.
Hey, Rookie, how you doing?
Good evening.
All right, yeah, cool. Here is everybody.
They having some sort of the meeting, but I wasn't invited, annoyingly.
I come in?
Your presence is requested. In a moment, the doors opened, and Giuseppe entered. You see the coterie accompanied by Alexander Crane.
Smiling faces all around. All right.
Brilliant.
I like your eye patch. Looks good on you.
Where the fuck have
Why
you been?
do you not have a symbol on your forehead? Ask Alexander.
Who's he asking?
Alexander.
I mean, who is he asking?
You.
Am I supposed to?
Why you are not the Under King?
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like a competition currently. So,
Who is your rival?
Special K.
Who is Special K? He looked confused.
Kevin. Son of Darling.
Yeah, about that.
Cassius. The doors open and the person who walked you in entered the room. Kevin Darlingson is no longer needed. Dispose him.
No.
The person closed the doors.
Wait, hold it.
Yes. The best way of winning the competition is destroying the competition. Within an hour, you will be the only one who is participating.
Within the hour, in 2 seconds, he can be Under King if I forfeit. All that shit off now.
Forfeit then. Good luck. Good luck proving to me that you are useless. I see a bright future in front of you. Good luck proving yourself useless. I see a bright future in front of you then. Bright as sun. That's what I thought. Before we're gonna start, where is my savoir-vivre? Anyone thirsty?
Me.
Brilliant. Theo, would you be so kind, as our host, gather some vitae for us?
Oh, could it be fresh, please?
This depends on the house. Drummer, are you sending that text to Malcolm?
Yep. Anytime I do this, it's basically a confirmation.
Essay? You make an essay and you're sending the report, yeah?
Yep.
Sure. The moment you did, his phone started to vibrate. He read through your essay. He touched the touchpad a couple of times. And you received the answer, okay. Let us begin the war. Thank you for visiting Oxford by night. I hope we're gonna see you soon.